Hello, hello. Ah, hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me well? Please let me know if audio is working fine. Sorry for the delay. I thought I had scheduled the live stream for 7 p.m. My mind is in another place, so yeah, I will keep that in mind for the next ones. Uh, well, welcome everyone. I see people in the chat. Lucas, Dumkey, Murilo is already a friend. Tobacco, another friend. So we are starting again. Doing gross 3D characters. This time I will be doing all the live streams in English, just for a change. I have plenty of videos in Portuguese, but I wanted to try talking more in English in my channel. Let's see what happens. Just testing the waters. So sorry for my fellow Brazilian friends, but don't be shy. Send any questions you guys might have on the chat. I will read, translate, whatever. So I hope it's not like a block, like a obstacle, but I hope I can reach more people with this series. So yeah, my dialogue might get a bit clunky as usual, but I have my energy drink here, so let's start. Let me share my screen. So if there's anyone new here today, my name is Ian Blanco. I am a 3D artist from Brazil, living in Canada, working at Disney Animation currently here in Vancouver. And you can check my YouTube channel for the other series I have. So the format of my channel, it's mostly live streams. I don't have like too much like videos with edition and like comp videos or whatever. It's mostly live streams, so expect to find videos 1 or 2 hour long. But I like this process. I like to be transparent in the process and show my my tools, my way of thinking. This might get a bit boring for some people because it's not like straightforward. In the live streams I will start again some ideas, scrap some sketches, so yeah, it's part of the work. By the way, I have my fan right beside me, so if the wind gets like if my audio gets with noise, please let me know. I will turn off the fan. And if you're not familiar with my channel, I encourage you to take a look on my stuff here. I have some playlists like showing how I did this Stimpy and another stuff as well. So I have also the Discord channel on the description where I try to build a community with artists from Brazil or whatever the place. We have a chat mostly for Brazilian people, but chat in English as well. And today we are starting a new project, and it will be another SpongeBob character. Of course, I have plenty of them in my portfolio. I have made SpongeBob, Gary, Skidward, and now we are going to create Mr. Krabs. I think his name is Eugene. I didn't know that. I saw that on Google a few moments ago. This guy here. And the idea started when I saw this concept from Adam Paloyan. I hope I spelled the name correctly. Amazing guy, amazing artist. I had a chance to work with him in the past. Uh, Here is his Instagram account. So profile, you can take a look on his work. He does amazing drawings, but he's been working directing a lot of stuff uh, related to SpongeBob, like shows and movies, and he's been cooking some great stuff. So take a look on his channel, and yeah, uh, you will not regret. So I collect some reference from the show mostly. I don't get too crazy in the reference stage, at least not in the beginning. But I just want like the mood, the idea. For this class, I will call these videos like classes because it's mostly what they are. So I will start with a sketch today, and the sketch will be like a VisDev pass. I will be more loose on this process. I will sculpt, make a quick render, and do some paintover in Photoshop just to get a rough idea of what I want. So I think it's nice to start, at least for me, I like to start with something more loose and go crazy. And then I will start polishing, making topology, UVs. I don't like to start with the technical stuff right away. Okay, so I hope this is also like a more comfortable thing to watch instead of doing technical things from the beginning. So I hope I can get like an interesting idea of what to expect in the following weeks or months. I don't know how much time I will invest on this. So the main idea is to find something closer to this. I am still thinking if I will do like a pose like that, but the idea is here, like this expression. So let's not think about details right now. I want this feeling, the feeling of Mr. Krabs being tired, and how his expression uh, demonstrates that, and how the weight of this pose also helps with that feeling. Let me grab this and do some notes and talk a little bit of what I like it on this sketch. Let me check the chat for a while. For a second. Hello, hello. Let me know if the background music is too loud, please. Hey, familiar faces here. Thiago Nagate, I think. Lucas. Yeah, I almost thought that you can't appear today. Yeah, sorry, I messed up the time. So yeah, the creepy, like Murilo said, the creepy close-ups from SpongeBob are a huge influence. So I have a few of them here. I have been painting. I have a SpongeBob printed that I started to paint just as a way to test my painting skills, if I can call that. So let me share real quick. Let me remove the. Let me add the colors back, and I printed it and I started to paint. I didn't paint it entirely, just the face. So yeah, just to have fun with the paint and new brushes and primer. So yeah, the close-ups from the show are, of course, a huge inspiration. Okay, let me go back with the noir uh, colors, way better. So what the here's my pen. So what do I like here? It's what I like here on this sketch. For example, we can feel a lot of weight happening, like stuff pointing downwards. So we have these uh, big shapes showing like this weight, and it shows how he's tired. It's a nice way to use the design of this guy. Like he usually has eyes like this, and then what Adam did, and what I think it's great is that he just broke the rules of the design and made these uh, crazy shapes like this, and we have nice overlapping here happening, some masses, uh, and yeah, like you see how the character, the weight of the character is at the bottom, so we can feel like the information is like on the floor, so he's tired. You can feel there is like a force pushing him down. So this is something interesting to keep an eye, because I usually like to see details and small stuff, but if we take a time to see a reference or a concept from far away, like look the big picture, that will help when we start to translate this feeling to the 3D universe, which is not easy at all, especially when it comes to loose sketches like these. There's a lot of stuff that we will need to interpret in 3D in order to work, but just pointing some of the stuff that I want to keep in mind. And yeah, so let's start. Like I said, today will be more a loose process. We're doing some blocking in 3D, blocking some materials, and we're going to make a quick render and paint in Photoshop. So after that, next classes we will start to polish and make the character more in like a production ready character, like I always like to do. So we will working with symmetry, UDIMs, good topology, and have it ready, because I think it's fun. I think I like this more technical side as well, and it gets easier if by any chance a rigger or animator decides to grab this asset and do a like an animation or something. It's ready. That happened before with Stimpy. I sent the character to a friend, amazing animator and rigger, Holly. I think it's Holly his name. Sorry if I forgot. And he was able to do some nice animation because it was ready for that. So yeah, there's no right or wrong. I could focus on mostly on the pose and the camera, but if you guys are familiar with my work, you know that I like to share turntables, close-ups, and all the different views from the character, right? Okay, so I will have here my main reference. Let's uh, start with this one because with this one we will get no, not this one. Wait, there you go. This one will be helpful for the main proportions, the size of the eyes, the size of the body, and I don't know if I want to start exactly with this pose. So let's start with the standard one, and then we will see along the way what we do. So I will save a new version of this. And yeah, let's start. The level will be 100% English. Yes, this time will be Kalango Tech. But yeah, just to if that helps, I have plenty of stuff already in Portuguese, so I hope it's fine. I'm not going to do anything different from usual, so yeah, I hope you guys can find plenty of resources on my channel in Portuguese and anyway. So let's start with the correct scale. So I know the cube in Blender has 2 meters, and this guy will be around 1 meter and a half maybe. So I will just block the size that I want, so I avoid working with a huge model and then start having issues later changing the the scale. So I know this is going to be like the scale, and I will start with a bunch of basic meshes for the blocking. I will add a few subdivisions, apply that, and I will use a lot of Blender sculpting tools. Some people prefer to block in ZBrush, but I I like doing this step in Blender. I just get confused with the shortcuts, but it will be fine. So I'm starting with the body, and the body has this like kind of triangle shape with smooth corners. I will avoid orthographic camera most of the time because it's kind of dangerous to work with orthographic, because once you enable the correct camera and start doing renders, you might find a lot of weird proportions. So I will keep this camera for now. Just a rough idea. And don't when you start working on some concepts, don't spend too much time on specific meshes, because you will understand the relationship once you add the rest of the stuff. So this is fine for now. I will add a few more. I will leave a mesh here, so I will copy that every time I want. So for example, so I need to so let's keep it simple. So I like doing this block in Blender because I can use the modifiers easily. So I can add here the mirror, and let's duplicate and make the eyes. I can see that the eyes, they have this bigger tips, so I can use inflate. Yeah, the mesh is not helping. Is there an easy way to remesh in Blender? I can export that to ZBrush. There's probably faster ways to do that, but it's fine. ZRemesher, I will keep the same and export back. There you go. Is this inflate? Inflate. Yeah, I don't know. It's not like doing what I want. Yeah, there you go. Looking way better here in ZBrush, the inflate. Well, let's just do something real quick here. It's probably a bit confusing switching softwares too early, but it's fine. Whatever works better for now. His mouth is very tricky because it's super 2D. Yeah, very 2D, like flat. So it kind of breaks the rule of 3D. So I will think about this expression, and let me block a few more elements that I want. Like for example, here I can oh, I know what I did wrong here. The scale was messed up. I think that's why inflate wasn't working. I have apply and sculpt, inflate, Yeah, I think, yeah, there you go. Okay, this guy here, let's just do something like this. Okay, now let's duplicate this. This will be the leaves. I think something like this here. Let me think where I want to put the arms for now. Yeah, I will try to keep it similar to the original concept here, and I can add this here. As you can see, it's looking terrible, and it's fine. Just trust the process. I don't know if there will be a day when I start a project and I say to myself, oh, it's already looking great. It always takes time and patience. So don't rush the steps. If you skip this step here, the proportion part and everything, you will regret at the end because it will be harder to fix uh, the base of your model. Let me think. Should I push the pose now? Maybe. Maybe I can push something closer. I don't want to make the pose exactly the same at this point because this pose would require a lot of uh, symmetry broken, and I don't want to break symmetry now. And by the way, thank you for Paulo, uh, my friend. He's under the nick Tabaco, because I sent him the link and for the live, and he said, "Oh, is it everything fine? Are you starting soon?" And then I realized it. I was late. So yeah, thank you. I was going to start 30 minutes late. My symmetry is not okay. I don't need symmetry. Yeah, not for that. I will start making. How can I draw? There we go. Let's choose a different color. So we'll start thinking about this separation because it's one of the main shapes that I see in the concept. They will blend. So that's another amazing thing from the concept. You can see like the contrast. One side has this pinch and the other is like smoother. So this kind of variation adds more complexity to the design. So that's why I am in love with this sketch. So I will start to push this separation here, and let's see what happens, because this separation also tells me that there is like the weight touching the floor here. So that's why maybe I will need to do some changes here, but let's see what happens. I might need to add some extra subdivision here. Let's see. I can. I could split those two shapes. Let's try that. So for example, I could bring this down here and decide that okay, this is the belly for now, and then another shape here for the body, and then I can do something like this. Maybe I can join that now and start something like this. Let me check the chat. Salve, Alexandre. That was a wonderful silhouette, like shape with contrast. Yeah, for sure. Maybe sneak Zoidberg Easter egg somewhere. What is Zoidberg, Murilo? I have no idea. Blanquito. Hey, hello, Pedro. Not a familiar face. Buenas noches, Jan. Buenas noches, Sebastian. I wonder if you will make him psycho-depressive. I will try to keep this expression here. I like this mood. It's tired. Wasted. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe I will do some changes along the way. A pack of cigarettes on a shirt pocket like Brazilian old man. This, yeah, sounds funny. That might work. Control R to remesh in Blender. Really? I never tried that. Control R. Nothing happens here. Control R. Can you use shape keys? You can use shape keys for the deformation. Yeah, 100%. But since I'm doing a lot of merging and the shapes are changing a lot, the topology, the shape keys will not sustain for this step. But I will use that 100% when it comes to expression or posing. But since this step is so messy, shape keys will just make my life harder. I think we have something. Let's try to see what we can do with the claws. They are very simplified here. I will not match the exact same shape, but I will take inspiration from that. Sorry. So we can start doing something like this and push a little bit. We have two main shapes for the claws in the original design, so we'll try to keep that. I want the second part, which looks like a thumb, right? That's the use of that shape. So something like this. Or we merge this and this one is pretty bad, so we'll do another. For the nose, he has this very odd shape on the nose, and I think the easier way to do that as a blocking, at least, is with a curve. So let's add a bezier, and bring that to the middle, and we will get the shape from that. So I can see it goes something like this, subdivide again, something like this. I can add an extrude. Geometry, extrude. No, it's not extrude, it's offset, deep. There you go. And I think I can control that with Alt S and even add the proportional control here. So I think something like this might work. And we might need to add another breakup here. And for now, I think it's fine. Let's take a look. I will need to break the symmetry for that later, but for now, I think it's fine to keep the symmetry. And the size, I think something like this. Okay. So I think I can leave the pose like this for now. I don't want to push his legs to the floor, lay down like the concept, because that will require some symmetry breakup, and I want to leave that for later. So I think he's very chubby currently. Let's work a little bit with that. Something that you can try in Blender, it's like looking your models with a flat matte cap. So this will help to see the shape, remove the outline, and then you can see, okay, is the triangle looking like a triangle? Is the square, or like how it looks like shape wise? So I can see the head is like a blob right now, so we try to keep closer to the original, something like this. And this will help you to see more the shapes. The silhouette, I mean. So I think something like this might work. The legs can be a little bit closer. So if I can recognize my character by the silhouette, I think this is already a good start. So of course the shape of the eyes will be weird because they're super distorted, but if we bring back, I have had keyframes here, I don't know why. Anyway, if I do something like this, you can tell who is it, right? I don't know why there's shapes here. Okay, keyframes. Right, so let's keep, there you go. I forgot about the scale, so we'll change that right now. Let me move back. Man, these windows, I always get confused. Where did I just click? Was it here? Oh yeah, studio. Okay. So this is my reference for the scale. So let's move everyone like this, add the scale, I can delete that. So I know he will be around 1.5 meters, which is scary for a crab, but I think it makes more sense. Uh, okay. So what now? Let's move everyone to ZBrush, and then we can start pushing more the details. So I will grab everyone, click export. Okay, there is an error. I think it should be better if I just convert everyone to mesh. The eyes are gone. Why? Oh, even Ctrl Z doesn't bring them back. What happened? I just lost the eyes. And even Ctrl Z didn't work. They were. Oh, what the hell? The eyes just vanished. Like they're gone. I have an idea. What happened? Okay. Let's. Oh, they're here. So let's bring them from ZBrush. Again. Okay. And let's convert everyone to mesh. Let's group some of this stuff. So the limbs, the body, eyes. Why there's keyframes here, man? And let's sport again. Checked autosave. Yeah, it's fine. Too much work for just blocking stuff. Okay, I think everyone is here. So we can start with some of this stuff. This is the body. I'm thinking if I should split those guys, the body and the head. I will keep the same for now. No, I will keep them split. So I can just keep Dynamesh, and I will group them. Alt G, select Dynamesh, group, and then there you go. So I have different meshes working with Dynamesh. So let's block a little bit of what's happening here. So we have like the main proportions here. Oh, it's not in the z-axis, of course. So let's put them in the middle. Yeah, let's sport again. Okay. Let's try again. There you go. So what I was talking, yeah, we have the main shapes here, right? So if you look closer, you will start to see like secondary shapes. So for example, I can now split like this and this, like the mouth shape, and there's no reason to create a different mesh. So we'll just throw some strokes here, and start sculpting. I can see the polygons here, and it's fine. How can I delete? There you go. It's fine. If I increase the density too much, I will start focusing on different aspects. So I want to keep it simple. I see now that I can push more this, like, the face down. I think I can play around with some of the silhouette here. Let's remove a little bit, keep more rounded. I think I can push the overall pose more, so we use the transpose master so I can move everyone together. So we'll, like, do something like this. There's some leftovers from before. There you go. Okay. Yes, Mobi, sorry. Their lives will be saved. Once you start to add more details, it's easy to lose your main shapes. I was working without perspective at that sounds good. So try to keep an eye on that. Always check the model. Like try to see the full picture. So let's start to block some of the clothes. Man, it's hot here. Whew. So let's think about quick ways to make them. I will first duplicate this. I will remove the subdivisions that I have. They're lower, and then I can they're hidden, and then I will grab some meshes from here, so I can, for example, the belt. I know I will have something like this. I could just make a selection from the front and have a perfect stripe masked across the body, but the organic shape of the selection will be something interesting. I don't want like perfect shapes or anything like that. It's kind of nice to have like a variation on the meshes. Okay, so I can group that. I can actually just extract, accept. There you go. I can now add a little bit of smooth. I can also do remesh here. Geometry remesh. Less polygons. Even less. There you go. Something like this. Let's push a little bit the volume. Okay. I'm happy with that. So for example, I in the past I would usually take the easiest path for that kind of stuff, so I would just make a mask and keep the belt like straight like this. But I always try to play around with diagonal uh, shapes and movements. So having the belt like this a little bit lower on the front helps with the idea that the body is like there's more weight on the front, so it helps to sell this feeling, rather than having just a flat, perfect horizontal belt. So I'm using as inspiration what I see here, so you can see like we have this shape where the connection of the this shirt on the front is here and on the back is here. So look the diagonal happening here. Not too much happening on the belt, but this is like an inspiration that I take from the concept to make my personal touches. So yeah, uh, you can keep that in mind and try by yourself. So let's take a look closer to the t-shirt. There is nothing much happening here, right? Very simple shapes. I see like it's a button t-shirt. And I will avoid going too crazy with the t-shirt right now, but I will keep in mind when I start to add more details. So for now, I will just extract some shapes, right? Like I said, for this lesson, we are going to focus on the feeling, the main stuff. So whatever, I don't care about seams on this step or all small details. So I will just extract something. Let me think and decide what makes more sense. I could. Okay, so I want inspiration for the pants here, and let's bring this mask again. Isolate, and then I can split again, and not split. Sorry, extract. Inverse extract. Thickness. Oh, so the thickness is so uh sensible. There we go. Same thing as we did with the belt. So let's run a zero measure. Uh, why is that taking so long? Okay. And then I can just do something like this. You can push a little bit of fabric here above the belt. Push even more on the back. something like this. I think it's enough. I could also push some of the detail here. I was going to do another mesh, but for the purpose of sketch, I think throwing some brush strokes will be enough. I just want the feeling. And I can just bring the belt to Blender. And I know it will be easier for me to do that in Blender. I never checked the face orientation for all this stuff. Yeah, it's fine. Like the normals. So let's add a few subdivisions here. Something like this, I think it's fine. Let's avoid making super thin meshes. We can push the stuff here. Let's try a few subdivisions here. And I think we have something to play with. We must push the shape and avoid like a perfect square, especially on this kind of design that plays with distortion, like uncomfortable shapes and non-symmetric. So we will need to push the shapes more, and let's break the rules. Let's remove symmetry for now. Let's make one edge like bigger than another, and just play with like different shape. You know what I mean? Like just compare and see how it looks more comfortable to the eye, the left version, because it's more cartoony. You know what I mean? So let's keep that in mind every time we add something here. And remember, we're in the 3D space, so we should check this stuff, angles. So I will avoid having this straight line here, and I will push it to morph better with the shape of the belly, something like this. And let's use the brush as well. No, I want perspective working. Okay, so I think, of course, there is more shape and details that we should add to the belt, but for now I think we don't need to worry about that. Let me check the chat. He appears to have swollen a very wrinkled lips. Yeah, I agree, Lucas. Check out to save. Oh, yeah, sure. I saw that. Thank you for the heads up. Good night, Jan. Will I be save it? Oh, already. Saw that. The live is in the books on the table, or you speak Portuguese in live also? Yeah, I speak Portuguese, like it's my main language, but as I said at the beginning, this series will be fully English. But if you have questions in Portuguese, just send them over. Marcos Sidônio, essa semana mesmo eu tava revendo a live de Simp. Cool. Yeah, that's cool to hear, man. It was a fun live to do. I hope this one can bring some nice results as well. Now for the t-shirt, I think we could push. We have already the shape here. I think we can push. Let's inflate this guy a little bit. Just a little bit. Inflate, where are you? There you go. Like this, I think it's fine. Because now I will carve this part of the t-shirt like this, and then I will just fake another mesh here. So I will play with the masking like this. I think it's fine. And then just move like this. I think this might work for now. Of course, once we start making more details, I will play with more volume here. Let's try to do it now. So for example, I can just push here something like this. It's not going to be perfect, and that's fine. I don't want perfection now. I just want a rough idea of the main stuff. So I think something like this might be interesting. Okay. Olha aí, sua live apareceu na nossa TV. Rafa, esposo do Davi, amigo de Jatobá. Um beijo no coração. Um salve. Um salve. Quando você falou aparecendo na TV, eu achei que tava. Falou de um jeito que parecia, sei lá, plantão da Globo. Live 3D. Um salve. Um salve aí. Manda um salve pro Davi. Obrigadão aí por ter colado. Alright, so let's check. I already see an issue here. I will not call that an issue because we are still blocking this stuff. So we will find stuff to fix all the time on this step. But we see like proportions here, like the space from the bottom of the head, like the chin almost, to the beginning of the belt, and then we can see in our model this space is way bigger. So that's because one main reason is because I am not posing the model like the reference. So once I pose him, I will stretch this main the front area. So I don't think I will bother about that for now. So let's keep that in mind as a side note, but this might be updated later or not, depending on what is happening. So I'm adding a little bit of volume here, the shape on this shirt, because this will help to sell the idea that there is like compression happening here. And trying to keep it simple so we don't break the main shapes too much. Okay. I think this color can get closer like this. And I think I can move this more to the top. Okay. What else? I think we can do a pass on the eyes. I really want to play with the face volumes, but it's not the time for that. So I will just try to control myself. For the eyes, we can keep it simple. So let's see. Let's duplicate the eyes. Let's do a negative inflate, because these will be my eyes and the other mesh will be the eyelids. So inflate like this, I think it's fine. And then we select the top one and let's play with Dynamesh, or should I keep? Let's keep the subdivisions. I think it's fine. So let's find roughly where where are the eyes? So I think here. Something like this. The eyes are something that I might change on my design because I really want to show more of the eyes instead of the eyelids. You know what I mean? Like more of the eyes where the pupils and iris are located. So I don't want to hide the eyes too much with the eyelids, like the concept. So because of that, I might do some changes. Maybe I could just like add the top eyelids and leave the bottom eyelids maybe hanging closer to the body. I don't know. Oh, ghost, ghost, and slash poison. That's, I think that's Conrad. I think it is from the picture. Not sure. Conrad. Yeah, my friend from work. Uh, Amazing artist. Love from Vancouver as well. Amazing guy. Thank you for being here. Uh, so I will just block some of the crazy stuff that is happening here. I don't have my nose. What's happening? Uh, oh, I think because there was like a special uh letter here. Typo, typo. Where are you, nose? Oh, okay. There you go. Okay. All right. We have some stuff happening on the top of the eyelids. We can find that on the different references here. I will not play with that right now. I will add that in the paintover. I will just run a quick pass on the arms for now. Let's add some color here. Let's close this hole. Yeah, let's see some colors here. So I want to add some. It is, yeah, ghost. Correct. I knew it was you. Uh, so let's apply some colors here. I think something like this might work. Let's try a few colors for the rest. Skin shade is a good matte cap to check the colors. I like it. I always thought he had brown pants. I don't know why. Yeah, the pants are not brown. They are like jeans. Interesting. Maybe I'm just confusing with SpongeBob. SpongeBob has brown pants. So yeah, that's probably why. Yeah, I want to make a better separation of the bottom and the top stuff. So let's keep it like this. This one, black. Never add like pure black or white in your stuff. It's always a bit annoying when it comes to see and render. So yeah, just try to keep it not like the 100% black or white. Okay, okay. We can make the nose darker. Why not? And what else? Let's play around a little bit with the hands, right? Is this color just for display purpose or are you exporting to just display? I am not, I mean, I will export these colors to Blender because I'm doing like a rough render and I will play with paintover, but uh, I will not export like later on the road once I have textures and stuff. I will not use them from ZBrush, if that makes sense. But for now, yeah, I might export that. I will not export the colors like maps because I can use the vertex colors in Blender, so that it's like a huge time saver, especially when it comes to rough passes like this. I just want to feel the the design. Okay. Uh, there's no symmetry happening here, I think. Let's fix that. Down hidden. Quick save just in case. Mirror. There you go. Man, it's hot here. Oh, I know it's a shame seeing that, being a Brazilian, because Brazil is like way uh harder in the weather than here, but yeah, Vancouver knows a little bit about hot days in the summer. I should, let me think. Okay, I think I can do that. think adding a little bit of breakup in the elbow might be funny. Let's see. So what about the claws? They are very, very, very specific. I should have grabbed more references for them, but let's just keep it simple for now and see what happens. It's not like we need to lock in with the stuff we do on this pass, but yeah, I definitely will grab more images later and find a way of making like cartoon versions of this shape, because it's a very it can be a very complex one, especially if we check like real pictures of crabs. But let's keep it simple for now. The topology is kind of annoying for now. Let's delete lower ZBrush. Way better. Fill color again. And so since we are exporting like these colors already, like Conrad just mentioned, just asked about exporting them. I was not expecting to export the colors, but since we're already here in ZBrush and we can export the colors, I could yeah, don't like this elbow like this. I could add some gradients here. So for example, I could just add a little bit of orange at the edges. And see what happens. Like this here. Or maybe going to dark. See what looks better. I think dark might be interesting. I know for this area here around the mouth, I will add some beard later, so I will just push a little bit of the grayish color. Even darker around the edges, so it helps to separate. Same thing for the clothes, so let's add some separation here. We have already 1 hour and 40 minutes of live stream. I will rush a little bit this step because I want to throw a render in Photoshop and see what are the next steps. For the eye, we can do the eye in Photoshop as well. Let's just keep it darker here. I think it's interesting, and at the base as well. And let's just play with some shapes here. I think he lost a little bit of the triangle shape. Maybe his arms could be a bit more thicker. We can do that later. Let's just fix the main shape. Something like this. Yeah, I think it's fine for now. And a little bit of inflate arms. Okay, I think that's it for now. Let's bring this guy to Blender. I think I just need to change a little bit the distance here. Yeah. Anyway, there's always something to fix, like, and the most important, one of the most important things, at least for me, it's to like let the model rest, let it rest for a while, and once you take a look again, you spot the main stuff that is not working. So let's bring this to Blender and let's fire a render. So goodbye, and then let's bring, I think I will need to let's think quicker ways to export that. I should save my file, of course. Mr. Krabs. And then I could merge everyone. Merge visible. Merge it. Okay. And I could also run this mission, maybe. I want to keep the colors. Is that possible? Keep UVs, freeze border, use and keep body paint. Let's try that. The plugin, and then let's decimate current. There you go. And let's bring that to Blender. There you go. Let's check the scale. It's fine. Then I will split a few. Let me check if the material has the vertex colors. There you go. Vertex colors, check. And I will smooth everything. I will split some of the materials that I want to. So this shirt, okay, this is like other shirt, the eyes, the metal on the belt, and the pants. And why I'm doing that, because it gets easier to add some variation on the shaders. So let's block a simple scene, bring a camera, just a square. It's 2K, I think it's fine. 85 millimeters as usual. Let's find this angle. Let's transform this background into a better thing. I think bevel should do the work. Like this. Should I rotate this guy? Maybe. Let's add an empty here. Grab everything, and then I can just parent and hold empty, something like this. Let's bring some lights. So I will start with a black environment and then play with a few options. I can add like a big plane here. Let me check if the AGX is enabled. Yeah, I think I should use media contrast for this one. I don't remember. Base contrast. Yeah, let's try base contrast. Let's add a backlight because it works very well for most of the cases. And then let's see what we can do with the shaders. So everything that it's like a fabric, I will so let's call it this one fabric. I will keep the pants and the shirt in the same material. So everything that is fabric, I will just crank up the roughness, decrease the IOR a little bit, and add a little bit of sheen. I will not add any texture on this point. I just want a rough representation. For the belt, I will go with something shinier, like this. And I just try to subdivide the decimated mesh. This was not a smart idea. Okay, here we go. The belt detail, metal, metallic, something like this, it's fine. And for the body, I think I will call it skin, but I know it's not the skin. The body, I think I will go a little bit further and then add like a noise texture just to break up a little bit. Use the object mapping. I will bring the bump and see what happens. So I will push the detail, roughness, and scale. Also, they fixed the distance value in Blender. Interesting. So I just want a rough noise on the surface, and I can also play a little bit with the object geometry node, bring color ramp. I mean, it will look like shit because I didn't sculpt anything useful for this, but I could connect the back facing, no, pointness to color ramp, push the values in the color ramp and blend those two with, let's try it, overlay. So yeah, so we get a little bit of dip on the color pass, but of course we don't have too much information, so it's fine if it doesn't look interesting yet. So I think this might do. I will play with subsurface at some point, but not now because the mesh is like super broken and everything. But I will think about that in the future. So let's see what else we can do. Maybe some ring light coming from the other side like this. Let's make a new collection for him, Mr. Krabs, and then I can just point this light to Mr. Krabs, so it doesn't affect the background because it was like too distracting. It's like the same thing as light linking in Maya, I think. And what else I can do? Let's push a little bit this light here. Maybe this one could be smaller. Okay. Alright, so let's fire a render here. And we can play with some stuff in Photoshop. I will do something very quick. I will just hide the lights. And render another, just a mask. There you go. Okay, so what's going to happen here is that I will just play around with what I want to do on the next steps. So I have a few images here that shows some of the direction that I want, and I will just make some drawings on top. Like I will behave like a client, like for my own work, if that makes sense. So we'll like add some suggestions and explore some ideas and give some direction to this stuff. So it's a very organic thing to do, especially in the beginning, and I think it's nice. It's like it's more like a loose process. So the first thing I will do here, I have a mask, but I don't think I will use that. I will just like make it smart object, and I will push. The first thing I see is like the shape of the eyes, so we'll push those eyes way back. Here. And they are closer, right? So I will fix that later in 3D, but for now I think it's fine. The shape of the eyes, they could also match a little bit more. this. Something like this. I know I want those details on the top, something like this. And I can also play a little bit with the light that I have on my scene, so I know the ring light will be a little bit like that, like this. What else? Let's add some extra contrast here on the mouth area. It's fine that I'm using the brush, like the black brush stroke, because I just want some information, like I will throw some details here for the beard, and probably something like this, something like this. The eye bags, it will be fun to find some ways to add them at the base like this, because it's like a very unique way to play with eyelids. I could add a lot of wrinkles at the base like this. Maybe I could give more space between the mouth and the eye bag, so it doesn't get too confusing. So I could clean up later this area. You know what I mean? And I will also add some ideas for the, like, some spots here, like random spots, something to think later, adding like variation. I will definitely add those super weird, like, beard strands around the eyes. I don't even know what to call that. They are not eyelashes. They are some kind of remaining beard around the eyes. I have no idea what is happening here, but it looks so fun in the concept, so I will keep that in my concept as well. The eye will have more color variation, 100%, so we'll throw here some brush strokes, especially around the eyes. So I want the eyes very, like, the feeling of them being tired, so I could play a little bit with red tones around the corners, but not too much red, because I need contrast between the eyes and the eyelid. So if I add too much red inside the eye, I will lose this contrast. So I should be careful with the colors that I want for this part. But once I start adding some noise here, it will help this idea. We can throw a few like extra spots. And so you see, it's like a very loose process. I just want to feel what's happening here. You don't need to know how to draw for this step. It helps, of course, if you know a little bit of digital painting. But if you're not like a digital paint guy, you can definitely just make notes on top. There is an artist that I am a huge fan, Victor Hugo. He's from Brazil as well, and I think he mentioned a few times that he's not like someone that draws, but he does this process a lot, and on his workflow he likes to make some notations like make like darker, and then another note here, less saturation, and so on. So yeah, don't be afraid of this process if you're not familiar with Photoshop. Just try to find a way to give yourself notes for the next steps. Not only about notes, but it's about feeling the character. I just saw this crab in the bathroom mirror. Yeah, that's the point. Salve, Ian, cheguei um pouco atrasado, mas na próxima estarei acompanhado. Tranquilo, velho, então valeu por ter colado. Maybe pockets? I like the idea. Pockets. We should throw some pockets here. Let's make that very loose. So if we throw a shape and then something like this, you know, enough. I just need the feeling that there is a pocket here. That's the fun part about this process. It will be loose, it will be very organic. I should add some seams as well. Let's add some contrast here. Separate a little bit more the color. Like this. And we should add some buttons here. Like this, maybe. I really enjoy this process. The only issue is that we we need to get in 3D all these details, and that takes time. In Photoshop, it's easy, a brush stroke, and you already show something, feeling, but in 3D, you need more patience. Uh, we could throw some uh, dirt on the t-shirt as well. Like this, I can use this smudge just to play a little bit like this. I have some brushes for like dirt and stuff, but I'm not in the mood of changing brushes or doing like specific stuff. So I think this should be enough to show like the idea. I will also add some lines on the t-shirt. Like this. Doesn't need to look. I'm saying that a lot of times. I know I'm saying a lot like he doesn't need to look good because it doesn't. Yeah, that's the point. We get so worried about making stuff looking good, especially in the beginning. We need to look and be comfortable with the project, but it takes time to make the project take shape. So if you get with this mindset of making stuff look good every time, it might get hard for you to uh, develop the project because you see the stuff is not looking well, and then you think, oh, yeah, it's not looking well. I should drop that and try a different thing. So, well, for me, it helps to remind myself that it's not about looking good now. Maybe later. I hope that's the point. Let's so take this to an overlay path and bring down the opacity. Yeah, I think it's fine. Some seams around the something like this, maybe. Okay, and we have the pupils to talk about. Yeah, I will just throw like some black shapes. Nothing too crazy. They could be a little bit like not looking to the same way. I like this feeling. It makes it feel like it's even more wasted. You know, like if you move the pupil like this. I love that. And then just throw a little bit of specular so you can tell it's wet. And then why not a little bit of specular at the contact of the eyelid. know, it's looking gross, and I like it. I enjoy the way it's going. So that's the point. It should be gross. We can throw some veins here, maybe. Okay. And the nose, I will definitely play with a different pose for the nose, break more the silhouette, and see what happens later. I need to make the nose stand out from the main silhouette, so the reading keeps more interesting. Uh, and yeah, and break the shape as well. Right now, like the original one is like super, like too normal. We're going to fix that later. Uh, okay. What else? Uh, we should always consider adding some. Let me just play a little bit with these details here, like this. Yeah, the belt is fine. I think we should. So I made this distortion with liquify inside a layer which is a smart layer. So if I transfer this liquify to my mask, which is also an smart layer, it should transfer fine. So now I have the mask here. There you go. So I can use that here. Uh, so let's play a little bit with color variation. I can throw some different hues. So I can, like, is it overlay? Yeah. I can throw some greens and blues, something that makes him feel more sick, like maybe some bluish tones around the face, around the eyes. Try to keep it simple for now. And like some gradients around uh, the waist here. Gradients help a lot to separate like some shapes. So every time I want a better reading between some shapes, I will throw some gradients like this, you know. And gradients, like usually in the illustration point of view, they represent like the shadow or ambient occlusion. And for a long time, I tried to avoid gradients on my 3D textures. I was relying only on the light and shadows, but yeah, like currently I I I changed this mindset a little bit, and I add gradients on my Lookdev a lot because it helps so much with contrast, balance, like this difference between reading shapes. So don't be afraid to to bend the rules of 3D. Otherwise, you can just grab like a real life shader PBR and it's done, right? So that's not the point. We should like play around and uh, yeah, add things that make your model look better, no matter the technical reason behind. If it helps to look better, go for it. Don't be shy. Okay. Yeah. So I think I'm pretty much done with this dev pass. This dev sketch concept, call it whatever you prefer. The point was to have something on the plate, something to see and feel like, okay, can I see with this image what I want? And what I want to see is like, I want Mr. Krabs very tired. And I can have this feeling here. Like, what makes him feel tired? It's like a combination of things, like the pose, the expression, the colors. You can tell we are not using like super saturated colors. We could also remove a little bit of those colors as well. I can do like a saturation pass in Photoshop and then I just throw a few brush strokes here like this. So here we have a comparison of what's happening, and we are going to use the saturation to guide our eyes as well. So we are going to keep some more saturation around the eyes, for example, less saturation on the clothes or face. And yeah, I mean, that's a talk for another day, but oh, I was forgetting. There is this stuff on his back. Some stuff like I can do a new layer, bring this, invert, and just draw a few brush strokes here. I will just throw a few more brush strokes to play with the backlight and make more separation between a few shapes here, like this. I don't know if that will look nice, but I will try it. I can always delete the layer. Okay. I think, yeah, I know I say that a few times already. I think I'm done, but yeah, I will keep throwing brushstrokes here forever. And But like I said, uh, the the version that we like the most is the next one. So tomorrow, after waking up and take a look to the render, I will see and say, oh no, I should have updated that already. Like there is some weird proportions, some weird colors, so it's fine. We need to rest the eye a little bit. That helps. And that is like some universal thing. I was watching another day some tutorials about uh, composition for photographs in in Lightroom, the software on Adobe, and the guy was talking a lot about uh, the tools and the techniques, the color stuff and everything. And at the end, he was like, now the most important tip, like don't call it done until you rest your eye and take a look the next day, because we always get a better understanding of the image after resting our eyes. This is why I don't believe in doing uh, some projects like one day projects, like very fast stuff, because if you can give at least one night rest to the image and check the next day, you will improve it a lot. So yeah, that's my random advice. Okay. Well, I think we are done for today. We have already 2 hours and 30 minutes. Uh, yeah. Let me take a look to this chat. Uh, pockets with cigarettes. Oh yeah, I remember. I remember that talk before. Let me throw some brush strokes here, and then I can remember that later. Like he could have like a pocket here, maybe, and then like a pack of cigarettes, something like this. I don't know. It's just the idea that counts. Maybe another pocket here. Okay. Uh, like he smoked a lot after lose a lot of money in restaurant just crap. Yeah, I like that you guys are already thinking about the storytelling of the character, and yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like he loves money, so the only way I can see him destroyed like that is probably if it's related to like losing money or whatever. Maybe he bought a lot of bitcoins in the wrong time window and lost everything. Who knows? Hello, Ranger PSD. Thank you. A cigarette lighter, another pocket, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I think uh, during the next steps, we're going to find more room for stuff. What will work, what should be removed. We will talk about balance and the amount of details we want in the model. Resting areas like the belly will probably be more uh, cleaner compared to the face. The face will have like a lot of details, not XGen, but like some fur uh, for the beard, some peeling of the skin. So it will have a lot of crazy stuff happening. Because of that, we will use a resting area around, so it doesn't get too uh like noisy, if that makes sense. Too much information in one place. So yeah, if the face is like super uh uh detailed, we're going to have like a resting area around it, like the shirt, for example. So yeah. Anyway, let's talk for the future. For now, I think we have something to start with. This is our idea, our main goal, and of course, we're not rely 100% on this image. We will make adjustments down the road, but yeah, that's it for now. I hope you guys have enjoyed this uh, live stream. We'll be back next week, probably. I might do some small tweaks on my own time, but like the other live streams that I did, the main process will be shared during the live streams, the videos here on YouTube. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope to see you guys on the next videos, and feel free to share the video and like, subscribe, and all that stuff. And that's it. Yeah, well, that's all for today. Thank you all for being here, and have a good rest of the week. All right, thank you, and see ya.